Welcome back to Clash of Cultures. Today we're going to talk about the newly released Week 5 AP poll. With that being said, Steven, let's go ahead and unveil this AP poll. We're going to do a live reaction. I think this is my first time seeing it, so
I saw it yesterday. I looked briefly at it. Just wanted to see where Notre Dame fell, where Oregon State fell. Obviously, those are the two teams with the notable losses. Um,
so
at
what, Notre
least,
Dame fell two spots only.
which I was a little surprised of. But then I see the Alabama and LSU right behind them, so I do think they should be higher than both of those teams.
So this is
Um,
crazy. This is crazy. And I am literally just noticing this in real time. So Notre Dame, right, fell two spots after a loss at home. Did USC fall three spots after a win?
yeah, but they looked really bad. They
But how
looked
do you
and
fall more
so
spots for winning than you do for losing at home?
because look at the teams who jumped them. So Florida State won. I'm sorry, not Florida.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
Florida State
Florida
because
State
Florida State
was
was
ahead
at
of them.
4. I'm sorry. Washington won convincingly. Penn State won convincingly at a ranked opponent. And they who else jumped them?
Ohio
Was that it?
State. Ohio State.
Um, and then obviously Ohio State with the big win on the road. So I don't think it. I mean, USC did not look good, but I think the other three teams just look better. Especially Ohio State's win
Well,
is way
my
better, and then Penn State's as well.
my point isn't necessarily knocking them for dropping three spots. It's just crazy that they dropped three spots in a win, and Notre Dame only dropped two spots in a loss at home. Like that's, I mean, so basically you're saying the loss at home for Notre Dame was a better display than SC's. I think at least what was it, 42-28.
Yeah, but it was close. It was like 27-21 in the third quarter or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just one of the things I noticed real quickly. Obviously, noticed Colorado is no longer in the top 25, but that I had heard. Where was Oregon State last week?
They were number 14, I believe.
Okay, so they dropped five. Washington State's moving up. You could see.
Is there
What
is there any like huge surprises for you on this?
Now, like I said, that was the big one for me. No, yeah, I'm actually kind of shocked that Ohio State jumped Florida State, um, because I think Florida State had a decent win against Clemson in Clemson, a team that's beaten them seven, 8 straight times.
7.
Yeah, seven straight times. So, uh, you know, I think that's kind of wild that Ohio State would jump them. I think that those are both equally impressive wins. That's about it. I mean, you look at the Pac-12 is dominating the top 10.
Yeah, they have 1, 2, 3. They have 4 in the top 10.
Yes.
I mean, Big Ten has 3 in the top 10. Um,
Yeah.
the SEC only has one top 10 team.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And obviously they have Alabama, LSU, Ole Miss,
Yeah, in the
Tennessee,
top
Florida,
25.
Mizzou. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 7 in the top 25, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Um, I'm excited for this week's games. Just to kind of talk about it a little bit as we're looking at this, just to kind of highlight the top 25 matchups. We have Utah, Oregon State on Friday. So our live show is going to be this Thursday. So we
Yeah.
can, incorporate that game into it. So Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be doing our live show. So we have Utah at Oregon State. Should be a good one. Then we have USC at Colorado. I don't know how good of a game it's going to be, but it's going to get a lot of media attention, obviously.
Yeah, we'll see.
Then we have number 24 against number 3. So Kansas against Texas. I think that game's going to be a good game.
I think that game has the ability. I'm gonna, and again, early preview. I'm not gonna say who I have, but I think that game's gonna be much closer. I'm sure most people are gonna pick Texas, but Kansas has that Daniels is a heck of a player.
They're Texas is a 17-point favorite right now.
Yeah, if I was betting, I would take Kansas if I got 17 points.
And then we have number 13 LSU traveling to number 20 Ole Miss. That should be a good game. Notre Dame at Duke.
Yeah,
That
which is
game
the
is going to
game
be a good one. Alabama, Mississippi State. Obviously, Mississippi State's not ranked, but that should be a good one. South Carolina, Tennessee, Washington, Arizona. There's a lot of good games this week. I don't think, obviously, not as good as last week's games, but nonetheless, this week has more, potentially good college football games from week 2 or week 3 prior. So I think this week we have a lot of good ranked matchups. Even some of the unranked matchups, like I said, should have some upset potential, some quality games. I think the biggest thing that stands out for me is seeing Fresno State at 25. That's kind of weird, just because I feel like there's a lot of other ranked or a lot of undefeated teams that could have been on the 25th spot. I don't know why they gave it to them.
Can you see the next teams? Can you name like the next?
Yeah,
team?
so I'll name undefeated next teams. I won't name like Clemson or Colorado. So you have Louisville, who I think deserves to be in the top 25. I'm not sure if Kentucky is undefeated. I can tell you right now though, because I know they're so Kentucky's undefeated.
Yeah, they play Florida this week.
Who else is undefeated? I know Syracuse is undefeated.
And they play with Clemson this week.
Yeah. There's another team that's undefeated.
Well,
I think Mizzou. Mizzou's on here.
Yeah.
Mizzou's Fresno State's in the Mountain West.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Syracuse. Louisville needs to be above them. I feel like Louisville has to be. They beat Georgia Tech. And they beat who did they play this week? I think they played. Who did they play this week?
Oh, I don't know.
I'll tell you right now. I think they play NC State this Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. They do. So Louisville played Indiana, Boston College, and Georgia Tech. I feel like that's better than any of the wins that Fresno State had. So that's why it's weird to me how Fresno State is on here. Let me fact check myself before I just say that, though.
Okay, so as you're saying that, I'm looking at this, and Notre Dame still has a pretty decent path back. So if you look at the teams above them, because
they went out.
Yeah, if there's 4 Pac-12 teams, all of them have to play each other. You look at Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State. The 3 of them have to play each other. The only teams that you're really saying don't play each other in front of them is Georgia. Texas still has Oklahoma, which is a good game. Florida State is pretty much, I'm not going to say done, but they're done with at least major top 20 or top 10 teams. But Notre Dame really has to feel like if we could just win out, like we're in a very good position. But
I will say this. I think to just say they just need to win out, like I don't think it's that simple.
Yeah, because I would say if Ohio State loses, Ohio State probably stays in front of them.
And not only that, but their schedule is not easy. Notre Dame's schedule is not easy.
Yeah,
You still play Duke this week, which we saw Duke is a decent team. I think they beat Duke, but I still think they're not a cakewalk. They still have to play. They still play Louisville.
I'm not saying it's easy. I am just saying if I'm Marcus Freeman and I'm looking, I am probably preaching to my team like, hey, don't put your head down in the dumps. Like we still, all of our dreams, all of our aspirations are still in front of us. Like that game. Well, like I said, I think it hurts Notre Dame because they don't have a conference championship. But I don't think that game derails Notre Dame.
Yeah, I don't think it derails them either. But I personally, like I said in the beginning of the season, I had them going 10-2. I don't think they can finish undefeated or finish with one loss.
And I'm only playing this out saying Notre Dame wins out. If Notre Dame loses another game, none of this matters. But if they win out, that means they got another quality win against SC and a quality win against Clemson, who, like I said, I suspect
as well as Duke.
And Duke, yeah. So I suspect by the end of this, Clemson will be in the top 25. So they'll have multiple quality wins to add to a resume. That again, and I'm like I said, I'm only saying if they went out. Now, if they are, I would probably bet against them winning out, right? If I got to take Notre Dame and the rest of their schedule against the field, I guess theoretically, I'd probably take the field. But if they're able to win out, I think they end up in the playoffs.
It's actually crazy. If you look at their next 3 games, well, really, if you take the Ohio State game as well, Ohio State was undefeated as Notre Dame played them.
Yeah.
Duke's going to be undefeated when they play them. If Louisville beats NC State, Louisville is going to be undefeated when they play them. USC is probably going to be undefeated when they play them. So they have 4 straight undefeated teams that they're playing. I had a conversation, I think, with Bama or Sterling. I'm pretty sure it was Bama. I think they're going to drop one of these 3 games, either the USC, Duke, or
one
Louisville.
One
of the next 3.
I would feel, I feel confident about that. Like I said, I think they'll lose another game. I just, if they
have a
out,
tough stretch. They have a
they got a schedule. Yeah,
and I remember saying this in the beginning of the season, the previews. And I know on the live shows I get to talking crazy about Notre Dame, but it's only because Michael Campbell's in there. I don't have any real hate for Notre Dame. I was,
me either.
I was on the forefront saying that was a great pickup. With Sam Hartman. I wanted Notre Dame.
Yeah, you actually love Sam Hartman from the jump.
I'm not a Notre Dame hater or anything like that. It's just, friendly trash talking the Discord and stuff. But that was my immediate reaction is the Fresno State. I
Yeah.
think every other team on here, Washington State deserves to be at 16. I really like what they've done.
Yeah.
No, I think Oklahoma should honestly be higher than Alabama and LSU personally.
I agree.
Really, maybe even Notre Dame. I think Oklahoma deserves to get a little bit more love. This week, who do they play this week? Do they have a bye?
I don't know who they play next week. I think next.
Oh, they're on a bye. They're on a bye.
Okay, I know Ohio State's on a bye.
Oh yeah, next. So this coming week, obviously, is the schedule we already talked about, and then next week is when we get some more good games. It's a Red River rivalry that week.
I think Maryland's also undefeated. And I think a lot of teams, and I know we play them the week after next, but Maryland with Tua's little brother, they're playing pretty good ball.
Yeah, they had that big win over Michigan State.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is our immediate reaction to the Week 5 top 25. Let us know in the comment section, who do you guys think is overrated, underrated? If you guys would shuffle some stuff around.
Yeah.
But I really don't have a huge gripe with the list. But let us know in the comment section. And also join the Discord as well as the Pick'em down below. It's going to be really fun seeing how the Pick'em ends up, as well as talking football in the Discord. Obviously, this week we had a lot to talk about in the last couple of
people in the Pick'em with some wild names. You look at some of them names.
Yeah, I saw.
I'm not gonna say it on here. We try to keep this PG, but I'm like, oh, hey, man, this is his
name. Tomorrow, we'll probably do a preview of one of the big time games. So let us know in the comment section what game you guys want us to preview. And then obviously the live show coming Thursday. And then the live show Saturday night to kind of recap this week's games. But it's been fun. Obviously, we're heading into Week 5. So we appreciate you guys, everybody who's been showing us love and kind of supporting the channel. We're at 947 subscribers right now. 53 more. We get giving away that signed Heisman jersey. So we look forward to doing that. But we will see you guys tomorrow at the preview. Peace out.